This year in CICAE, after being a participant 2 years ago, now I'm back as an expert, so I don't like the word, to share my experience with the participants.
And how was your experience as a participant compared to the experience that you're having now as an expert?
The experience as a participant, I think it's one of the most amazing and most powerful in terms of content workshop I ever been, because it's so particular, because it's so focused on something that it's not so much discussed. What is it going at the end user and the end place in the chain of life of a film, and therefore I really think that it's something that should expand somehow and be more often seen. This meeting in between the exhibitors and the other people in the chain, because the exhibitors usually they only interfere with the distributors, and then the producers, even the international sales, they don't know precisely the problem and the vision of the exhibitors. We care about the audience, but in order that the film gets to the audience, it needs the theater, it needs the exhibitor, the prime event in the life of a film. It's the theater release. And as long as it's not understood well how is it handled, it's something is missing over there, and we don't know much about it.
Perhaps this is part of the speech that you gave this morning, but what should exhibitors know about that? I mean, can you develop the idea of the chain of rights?
Well, I think that what is also interesting, I think, and came up after the session that we had this morning, is that the ones that are investing the most are, at the end of the day, the producer and the exhibitor. They are putting the maximum risk, because the exhibitor is spending money. If the cinema is full or if the cinema is empty, it's the same. While the producer is investing in the film, in the production. If the film will be successful or not, it's the same. So in this respect, I find it very interesting how similar they are and how much they take on their shoulders. Mm-hmm. For me, this was the big discovery of today. I mean, the risk for the international sales or for the distributor, it's less. The risk of the television, it's also less, because they buy the film, they have their budget, it's their audience, they know what their budget is, it's nothing, no risk in there. But for the rest of the chain, for the end parts of the chain, the producer and the exhibitor, the risk is always there.
Regarding the risk of the exhibitors, how do you think that the role of VOD platforms now, or the experiments that they're doing now with day and date release can influence?
Well, I think it's still too early to put stamps, because it's so young, all this situation. But I personally, I don't believe it's such a problem. I think VOD can be a promotional tool and create the most effective advertising for a film, the word of mouth, which is still the most effective advertising. And on the other hand, in countries like my country, I'm coming from Romania, it's very risky because of the piracy, because of the non-so-developed VOD platforms. So people are not at all ready for this, except for some elite. And then coming towards the elite, actually the elites are giving the trends. That's why if you look at the film more than history in the social network, you see that most likely Facebook would have not been what it is today if it wasn't created in a kind of elite space like a famous university. And that's the same with the VOD in the where it's growing, because it is for a kind of educated people able to handle technology, but that also have a voice and can influence trends. And even if we go farther back in the history and we look about great literature, how it was supported by the aristocracy and then going to the mass, that's what I think, that VOD, it's a kind of, for the moment, still not a mass thing, but a kind of elite medium, but that will grow and will support the cinema more than destroy the cinema.